Let's take our attention to the AFC South here, Sterling, where Houston visits Jacksonville this week. Is Houston the most complete team in that division?
The problem with Houston and Jacksonville is I think right now Houston has too many explosive players. If you watch the Minnesota-Jacksonville game from last week, Minnesota's explosive players were able to make short passes, long games, because Jacksonville couldn't tackle them. And I think they're going to have the exact same problem, which is why I'm going to take the Houston Texans in this game. Let me give you an example. Here's a wide receiver screen to Percy Harvin, okay? It was thrown 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's a 19-yard game. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably can't have that. Adrian Peterson, another 19-yard game on a simple lead pass. I think Arian Foster brings that second ability to the table where he's an explosive player, and I think that is going to cause Jacksonville problems. And I'm going to give them 2 weeks to get the tackling problems worked out. And head coach Mike Malarkey believes that if this football team tackles, they can win football games, but I'm going to take Houston.
Well, I'm going to take Houston as well, mainly probably for what you're talking about, but I'm going to talk about the defensive side. Your defensive side has really applied a lot of pressure to the quarterback last week against Tannehill. Also, what they tried to do is play a lot of man, something you don't really see against Houston. When you talk about pressure on the quarterback, you allow your front four to put pressure, man on the back end. You think that you guys are going to be able to get to the quarterback in here, counter balling, able to get to the quarterback, apply pressure. Now, when you take a look here, we'll run a couple stunts up front. A tease stunt, nice, what that means, tackle in. Whip stunt coming inside, making the quarterback get off the spot, which will allow backside from the tackle coming around and being able to complete the sack. If you take a look here again in the red zone, you're getting man coverage. Now, Tannehill sees he knows where he's going to go with the ball. You're getting an all-out blitz here. He has to get the ball out quickly. He understands that. The offensive line understands that. He sees here he has one man that he has to beat. He gets the ball out of his hands quickly, which will lead to only a 2-yard gain. And in the red zone, you want big plays to try to get the ball in the end zone. Now, this is something that they're going to see all day against the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are allowed to bring pressure from their front four. They bring their linebackers as well. But when you play a man on the back end, Baldwin, you have to be able to make plays.
Listen, I think the Texans are a better team. But I think right now the Jags are going to upset them this week. And they have some players. This is an improving football team. And it starts with their left tackle. Now, there's been 10 offensive tackles drafted in the last 5 years in the top 10. Drafted to be your franchise left tackle to protect the backside of $100 million men like Donovan McNabb. And up the top there is Eugene Monroe. And of the 10 tackles drafted in the last 5 years, I think Eugene Monroe is the best of all.
Really? Wow.
People talk about Jake Long. They talk about, Joe Thomas. But this is the best player I saw. And last week, let me tell you about this. Jared Allen has played 126 games in the NFL. Only 3 times has he ever been shut out. No static. In this game right here, Eugene Monroe shut out Jared Allen on the outside. Now, this is a big play in the second half of the game. This is a 4th and 3 play. I want you to watch Eugene Monroe here. Bam! Stab Jared Allen right there. But he's not done, because Allen's not done. So Allen's going to keep running. Now, look at this athleticism of Eugene Monroe to run Jared Allen around the horn so that Blaine Gabbert, minus the mullet, to get that throw out.
And nice throw.
No mullet, much better play. Now, watch him in the run game here, okay? Here he is against Jared Allen, all right? Now, watch. Jared Allen is all the way on this side of the hash. Watch where Jared Allen lands up here on this run. Here he is. Jared Allen, he's being thrown all the way over here so that Maurice Jones-Drew can get himself a nice alley to be able to run the ball. That was in Minnesota, where the noise is a huge advantage for Jared Allen and the Vikings. He pitched a shutout last week. This kid is impressive. It's a name that you have to know, and you got to watch. I don't know if the Jags are really going to upset him. I mean, I believe that. But this is an improving football team with players just like Eugene.
So you like the Jacksonville Jaguars in this matchup? I tell you what, it's one of those games where Jacksonville, you know Houston as well as you know yourself. Therefore, it should be a dogfight. May come down to who has the football on the last possession. Still to come on the AFC.